I'm your host, Ronan Rock.
All right, so we're gonna do that one more again. See that whatsoever. So all right, what up? Welcome to your morning drip. I am your host, Ronan Rock. This is also your co-host, E Weezy.
That's my name.
And yes, this is our first episode. We are getting into it, about ready to do it.
Yeah, episode 0.5.
I guess, yeah,
or maybe it's 1.5.
It's technically 1.5.
Yeah,
and it's actually me and you behind the desk, which is more
of more. In case y'all were wondering, I got the dad life, dad bod, and dad jokes, but have no kids. So
none whatsoever. And I am the grown adult with the Spider-Man cup
and kids.
And I definitely only have coffee in this cup, which was a brutal mistake for doing this first one.
Yeah, and I have water.
You definitely do have water.
Yeah, and it's like 11 o'clock at night.
I mean, but it's the morning drip, so we're going to pretend like this is in the morning.
Sorry, it's 11 o'clock a.m.
That's still
somewhere.
Not the morning.
It's the morning.
It's not the morning whatsoever.
Man, it's the morning.
So, first off, I want to say thank you for doing this with me. This show is all about the feeling of being in your coffee shop in the morning, hanging out, chilling. Because it's kind of like the barbershop, but then it's also like it's a barbershop. It's hanging outside with your boys on the stoop. It's but it's sitting and drinking coffee.
Yeah, I mean the whole vibe, feeling, whatever you want to call it, was for it to be. I wanted to mix like a barbershop and like a shoe store, like a sneaker spot. That's the barbershop was the place where. More specifically black men go to get information. You're going on a date, you're getting nice for a job interview. You're trying to validate something that you're thinking about or working on. You go to the barbershop. And so clearly I haven't been in the barbershop in a very long time. I think that's why you've been smiling this whole time. But, I don't got to go to the barbershop because I made one. I'm just kidding. No, so really what I wanted was that space where...
Wait, you really couldn't do a barbershop in a coffee spot?
No. Yeah. No, trust. I've been thinking about it for years. It's not... There is a possibility. I have an idea of how I could make it work. I'm not going to say it because, I don't want people out here stealing my ideas because people like to do that.
That's definitely happened to you several times because I at least know, and I don't know if I'm allowed to speak on it, but I'm going to halfway speak on it. There was another name for Dead Stock Coffee, and that did not happen. It was a great name.
No, they didn't. No, more than any, I thought the name was great. I trademarked it. Or I went to trademark it. I found that there was another place that was relatively close in proximity that also that was already in operation, but they hadn't trademarked it, so I was going to trademark it, give them the right to use it, and then they sent me a cease and desist.
Woo.
Yeah,
a cease and desist.
Man,
they said stop your black booty
from
doing any of this.
I guess this wasn't Drip City after all. So, yep.
Hint, clue.
Yeah.
So within that field, we wanted to, since COVID times have happened, we wanted it to be, we wanted still that feel. So that's why we set up here and came up with doing this show, with doing this this podcast, this live stream, this whatever this whole entire package is, we're like, yo, let's sit up here and do this so we can have that conversation. We can still have that feel. And like in the future, we're going to be able to have people like call in, join us. We're going to have guests and everything else. It's going to be dope. But like right now, it's me and you chatting about stuff just like we do in the coffee shop. And usually people would chime in with their opinions and stuff, which don't matter because usually mine and or yours are right.
People can have opinions.
I mean, they can have them.
People can have opinions, but I got facts.
All right, I guess the better way to put this is we have some nerdy conversations about stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
And
with everyone.
With everyone.
Yeah.
And I got to say, one of my favorite is when we talk about music, just because me and you come from the same generation.
Yeah.
So we like a lot of the same music, but a lot of the employees that work at Deadstock are not in that same generation, and a lot of people that come into the store aren't necessarily from that generation. No,
they kind of bookend that generation, you know, like the correct generation, which is ours. I don't even know Y, X, Q, J. I don't know which generation we are. I just know we're the right one.
Well, we're the millennials.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that what we are actually?
We're technically millennials.
Okay.
Then before us is the boomers.
Okay.
And now it's Gen Z, and then there's also Generation X, which is
I thought that was us.
See, I thought we were Generation X. I remember all the Pepsi commercials back in the day telling us we're Generation X, and now I'm like, I'm not Generation X. It's not what I am.
I don't care anymore. I don't care what generation you say we are. We are the greatest generation. We're like right on the edge.
I'm gonna let you know that's some boomer ass.
No. You know, but for real, like let's really think about it. We're on the edge of when we were growing up. We didn't quite have technology, but then now we are the ones to fully adopt and push technology, right? So we have a relatively good understanding of what it wasn't and what it is and what it could be.
Bro, we are dinosaurs. We are 2 steps away from being like, hey, you gotta sit up here and get the VCR to stop blinking 12.
Who cares?
And the only way I can prove that, because I can't prove that, TikTok. You explain to me how to record a TikTok video. Exactly.
Listen. I know how to record. I know how to record it. I know how to record a TikTok video. I just can't make it look like all the other ones. I don't have that kind of time. I'm doing things,
and
like,
that's what ages us out. And
that's not what ages us. That actually just, there are people who want to spend the time on that kind of stuff. That's just not something I'm interested in.
Let me ask you this.
But I know people. I know a guy who is 42 or so, and been a coffee guy for a long time. Coffee pro. It's kind of a personality in coffee. I don't know how he's 40. He's in his early 40s, I believe, and you know, has X amount of followers on Instagram. I don't know, maybe 7,000, 8,000. Started a persona on TikTok, and now he has like 2 million. He's doing car endorsements. He's doing all on just like a gimmicky thing,
and that's great.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of people who are.
Someone had to, younger than him, sit down with them and show him how that works.
I don't know. I know people our age who are. I don't think that we are that old.
We're not that old.
We
yet.
We
damn
don't, and the people that we hang around, we also don't have that much love for social media. But there are people who, I understand the power of social media, but I'm like, yo, who cares about this IG post? Why don't you just come in and actually experience the thing? Why don't you actually? I bit my tongue. Why don't you actually just? Why don't you actually just go to the place instead of take the picture of the place? You know what I'm saying? I'm like this is where my washedness is coming from. But you know, I remember early Instagram. I remember early Facebook. I remember early MySpace. Like I remember all those things. I'm like, we don't need no more.
I remember, and this is the sad part, because we were like the original iPhone generation. We had the first iPhones. So I remember when they made the apps look like the things that they were. So YouTube literally was a TV with dials on the side.
Oh yeah.
I remember
Instagram was the camera.
Yes.
It was actually just like a instant camera.
Yes.
It was like brown.
and
it was blocky.
I the thing that gets me about, I love that my hand just caught my hair, but I the thing that gets me when I think about that till now, and like whenever I see like an old picture of something and I'm like, I remember when that was new, and as soon as that crosses my lips, I'm like, I'm washed.
No, not washed, bro. I'm trying to tell you, we're the ones who were around, and now everything just moves so much faster. It's exponential, you know. It's almost like a dream. You know, one of the greatest movies of all time, Inception. Battle me, bro. Battle me. One of the greatest movies of all time, called Inception. You know, you really do have to think about, like, how did you get in that dream, and why do dreams last so long, and like all that kind of stuff. It just feels so real.
So you mean the lightweight Matrix?
Never seen it.
You never seen the Matrix?
No.
Yo, wow.
Actually, there's a lot of movies I've never seen.
Wow. You know what? You're a busy man. No, I can't fault you on that. Besides the point when the Matrix came out, you were a child, so you had plenty enough time to see it.
Yeah, I was playing basketball. I was riding my bike.
And
I was eating
where did all
a
those
lot.
things go? You almost got you got your bike stolen.
Got it back.
And your basketball career is flourishing right now.
It's booming. Hey,
Metro booming?
There's an Instagram called Belly Buckets. I'm about to try out. So for all the big guys out there putting up numbers.
I don't want to know. That
just mainly rebounds.
That sounds so problematic. I'm
not.
Belly buckets.
Belly buckets.
Hey. All right.
Listen, we got to do some stuff because
we do.
I gotta work or wake up or go to bed because depending on what time it is.
All right. So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, because
greatest movies of all time.
Wow. One of the things I wanted to bring up and talk to you about today is it's blowing my mind because streetwear culture is so big, and Portland is like this weird fashion place, especially to me, because I when I think about Portland, I think about flannels. Like, that is the first thing that comes to mind. When I think of a Portland outfit, there is something flannel with it. It's like, it's real life Daria. Remember that MTV TV show, or that MTV TV show? Yeah, Daria. It's like Daria real life, and that's what
that is
everyone,
the city of Portland.
It's like, yo, the grunge scene is downtown Seattle, and we are Tacoma. We are we're a 45-minute without traffic drive away from that. But now, like, we've more so and more so, especially in the Chinatown neighborhood, which Deadstock is in.
It's the greatest neighborhood in the whole city.
Hands down, no doubt. Like, everybody else talks about the Pearl and whatever else. Chinatown, Old Town, the original black neighborhood. We'll get into that in another episode. That has to be a whole deep dive and bring in people. But Chinatown became the streetwear mecca. And that originally, I kind of would say, started because of Compound, but then there was also 360 Vinyl, which was this legendary record store. And then there was like a bunch of other little places that were in there, and they survived the test of time. Like, there was other stores, like there was Lifted, and there was other types of streetwear things.
Lifted was off of Broadway.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
those were out in other neighborhoods in Portland.
Yeah. Yep.
And they were dope. They were awesome. But, like, the streetwear culture within Chinatown has stand the test of time. It's more than a decade. Like, it's been there. It's ingrained.
It's like 15 years.
And it's grown.
Yep.
And that, to the point of being like Portland being, you know, this weird mishmash of different styles, it became the shoe mecca, which has been forever with Nike and Adidas. Now we're sitting up here getting other forms of fashion, but now we're getting a Gucci store.
I saw that. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. As a person who is not into high fashion, I thought that we had just always had a Gucci store. I saw that was like Gucci now open. I was like, now open because the windows are not getting busted anymore, or now open because we never had it before.
I'm not sure if it's opened up yet.
But I just didn't know that we didn't have it in the first place. But I guess now that I think about it, that was Louis on the corner.
Yo, and the thing is, all right, there's all these.
Which Louis stores are kind of like a dime a dozen now.
You said it,
not even now, but like I've seen a lot of Louis stores, but I haven't seen very many Gucci stores.
I mean, Gucci's ingrained within the black culture. It's one of those weird things. It's like it's a part of us, just in the same way that like Cristal was, but they didn't want us. Like, and now they're doing. I can't remember what snowboarding brand it is, but there's a snowboarding brand that's doing a whole entire Gucci wave or Gucci line within it. I'll find it out. But anyways,
you know, Alexa snowboard.
We both do.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm ready for the Winter Games. I saw the pictures in front of Deadstock. You snowboarding, hitting the
Deadstock Winter Games.
I'm ready.
That would have been great. We should have really, man.
I mean, we still can. Winter ain't over. It's only February. But anyways, basically what I'm trying to get to is that the Gucci store is coming, and that's dope and everything. And we've now got laundry. We got produce. We still have Compound. Compound isn't going to be in Chinatown anymore. It's now moved over to downtown Portland. But what do you think is going to be the big streetwear brand to come to Portland next? Like, we got Gucci. We got this fashion wave. What is going to be, like, are we gonna get a Supreme store?
Nah, we won't get a Supreme store. I think
you rejected that straight up.
But
you got the inside scoop?
No, I got no scoops. No, only scoops I do is ice cream scoops. I do scoops of mac salad.
Scoop of them beans.
I do a scoop of rice, a scoop of coffee beans if you need some of that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I got no inside scoops. But I think a few years ago, there's a billboard. I think it might be gone now, but there's a billboard that used to be right off of the Murray exit, or actually as you were going on to the on-ramp off of Murray, to go into Portland from Nike. And there was a billboard, just black billboard with 5 white strikes. And we all thought that meant we were getting an undefeated store. And I've heard rumors over the years that there was possibly going to be an undefeated that was going to open. I see that might possibly happen. I know that Undefeated's been pulling back from a lot of their retail accounts and trying to go more direct to consumer. Hopefully that means that they're just going to open more retail without washing out the brand. I'm pretty sure they won't do that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I feel good. I think that might be the next one. I think right now, like we talked to Amir Morgan, our homie, who says like there is no like fashion, I guess. Like there's no direction. You can literally put anything with anything as long as it makes you happy. And he's always been the person to say, like, you know, somebody be like, oh, Amir, I like that jumpsuit. I like that, you know, whatever, those overalls. You know, but I would never be able to. His hat game is crazy, and that people always say like, I would never be able to wear that. And he always is like, yeah, you could. You know, you just got to find the way that it works for you, or maybe not this thing, but maybe there's something like it that works for you. You know, and so you know, like it's interesting. Wow, you heard ruining the game. It's interesting to have, you know, if you look at Nike and Jordan, you know, they're doing collabs with, and like Adidas and all that with Dior, Prada, like all these different, and they're selling footwear retail for $2,000, and people aren't even like blinking. They're just like, yo, let me go ahead and scoop that. Okay. But you now have sneakers, and for a long time sneakers have been high fashion, but now you have sneaker brands, shoes that release for $100 or $200 retail that resell for way more, but you have sneaker brands that are being placed on high fashion runways with dresses and suits and all this stuff, like these pieces that cost, you know, they're concept pieces, you know, like 1,000, 2,000, tens of thousands, however many people are wearing. And we've been wearing sneakers to weddings and church and dress up events, like trying to get away with it. Like I went to private school. Yeah, I went to private school for middle school and high school. We had to wear dress up clothes on Wednesdays for chapel day. I was trying to wear sneakers for that. Like we all just been wearing sneakers forever, and it has nothing to do with. And I've been wearing cargo pants or jeans and a hoodie and like basketball shorts. I'm talking to the mic. I've been doing it for years. Like I haven't changed. So it's not to me. This is nothing new. Maybe the fit of the pants change, or, you know, the colors that I'm wearing now. You know, I wear some pinks, I wear some reds. You know, I ain't scared. but
Never skirt.
Never skirt. But back then, maybe was skirt. You know.
I'm to touch on that real quick. I always thought girls had better colorways of shoes.
Always.
Forever. I'm always disappointed with the colorways that we get for shoes.
Hold on 1 second. My mom's calling.
Okay, let me double check something real quick
Hello?
while we're doing that.
Huh? Is that loud enough?
Do it next to your mic.
I got hurt wrist. Hurt wrist is not hype.
So also, that is the camera that's looking at you. That's the camera looking at me. And that's the one in the center.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to like insinuate something or whatever,
I look at these two.
You can look at
I'm
you.
gonna go like this.
Social distancing. Social distancing.
Whatever, fool. We're
Yeah, we
6
fucked.
inches apart.
Oh, sorry, we can't even use those words. We gotta remember not to curse because it's gonna be broadcast.
Did I curse?
I don't think you did, but I just did.
Oh,
All
yeah. I'm like, I don't.
Man,
Denise Williams is my mom. Like, yeah, I'm not allowed to curse.
This is so weird to look at myself and see myself.
Uh-huh.
All right.
What are we talking about? We talk about fashion.
All right.
We were talking about fashionable things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the next streetwear. I don't know what the next streetwear brand will be. It'll be interesting to see also what comes out of Portland in terms of brands that become big, like Portland brands. I think there's a lot of brands that have a ceiling, that they are popular to a degree, and I just don't know. Anytime you put a border around yourself for the type of thing that you are by defining what it is.
I already know what you're talking about. So what I think what you alluding to is
if anytime you put a border around yourself by defining what it is. I'm not naming any names on any
I don't think
brands.
you need to. We don't even need to name brands.
But even we have this conversation when we talk about merch stuff for the coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
If we put dead stock coffee on stuff, then that's gonna be.
You gotta do the exact opposite.
You got to do it's like. Then it puts us only in coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that doesn't allow us to branch out to do whatever it is that we're gonna do to be more connected to whatever it might be, cars, music, sports. Like if we put dead stock coffee on everything, you know, it's like does Red Bull have energy drink attached to stuff, or do they just have Red Bull?
Yeah,
you know, but when you think Red Bull, you think of all the dope stuff that Red Bull does. You're not necessarily thinking about the beverage. And even Red Bull and then gives you wings, still it has nothing to do with the beverage.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like what Red Bull, the mindset, Red Bull, the drink, Red Bull, the feeling, you know, is what gives you the wings, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the end of the day, if they ain't selling drinks, it doesn't matter, you know? So I guess that's what I'm saying. Like as soon as you define yourself,
mm-hmm.
you put yourself, you limit the amount of growth that you can have, you know, unless that thing or place is has a lot of, is really popular, you know.
But I think that's the thing, is that so many right now, Portland streetwear, and it's weird because in Chinatown, it's mostly consignment. There's a lot of consignment within Chinatown,
mm-hmm.
Between Index, Produce, and laundry. But you know, there are some brands within there, but it is like trailblazing. Like the whole entire thing is like a basketball thing within the Blazers, which I think is dope. And it's kind of like the same thing within Deadstock.
Mm-hmm.
But then I see a lot of brands that have their identity squarely around Portland and not as much as around whatever their thesis or whatever their idea of the brand is. And I think that that's dope, but I do feel like there's a lot of brands in Portland that are just for tourists.
Yeah. I mean, and if that's part of your brand strategy, so be it. If it's about representing
streetwear culture,
Seaside T-shirts have a place.
Yes.
And now they're kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
because I would assume it's because of the irony. I don't know. I'm not cool. Again, I just wear the same thing. But at the same time, I'm like to me, some of that, like the Race for the Cure, and Portland Marathon, like all those kind of shirts are now like they're cool. I think it's because of like they're like a timestamp, right?
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why those type of shirts are cool, like the Seaside ones and stuff like that, because it's a timestamp.
I think the Portland is now officially, like, maybe in the last, like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. When, you know what, I can exactly date it. When Portlandia came out, Portland became a brand itself. And then people felt more emboldened to wear things that say Portland outside of Portland. It's like when you sit up here and see someone wear a Michigan or Minnesota or whatever, Chicago, it was like, a word, you from there, and that is a place.
Yeah.
That is one of the spots of America.
Yeah.
So I think that became a part of the brand of Portland, and then people were like, oh, we got to be a part of that, or we have to be, because I remember one of the first things someone said to me, like in my graphic design days, was this, like, it was so ingenious when they took the Oregon and they put the heart in it, because it was so simple and everybody could associate with it. Even though it was Oregon and it wasn't Portland, people felt like it was Portland, and you never got a map.
You didn't know anything else about Oregon.
Yeah,
it's just only Portland.
Yeah, it's like there's no map outline of Portland with the heart in it.
Yeah,
that never became huge.
Yeah,
but the Oregon one does. Just in the same way that we have the Made in Oregon sign, and everybody took a picture of that and tried to do their own flip on that shirt or that design.
I did it at one point.
I mean, everyone did. I did it, but I do. And then it got switched, instead of just saying Made in Oregon to Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, that was a big debate. I mean, that thing's been switched like 5 times.
Has it?
Yeah, it was like White Stag first for like the chili company. So it was like White Stag.
That was there for a chili company?
Yep.
Are we known for chili?
That building. So yeah, it was White Stag, and then
that also
is
sounds.
it chili? I think it's.
That's.
I don't know. Look it up. Anything, but the
I'll look it up.
Look up on your technology, young man.
My tech. I don't know what's gonna come up.
Yeah, so just put in White Stag building. But then so yeah, the buildings, the thing's been changed. Like it said made in Portland, or it said made in Oregon. Now it says Portland, Oregon. And then the University of Oregon they own that building now.
Yeah, White Stag. It was, it's not gonna bring up what it actually is.
No. Just there's no Wikipedia for it. There's a wiki for everything.
It's just just keep going, man.
Anyway, so in the historical timeline, just call it back. Excuse me. So I don't know, Portland and Oregon, like Oregon's thing for a long time was like trees, and then it was like quirkiness and like hippies, and then it was Rajneeshis, and then it was like Portland has like its moments, but you're right, like it's now becoming, over the last few years, what are you finding out?
The funny thing, it just keeps saying it's a block and it's a building. Man. Like that was a building's name. It doesn't say.
Click on that right there where it says White Stag sign.
White.
See also.
See also.
We're gonna let him catch up. Oh, in the check history. So the
oh wow, that sign looks horrible.
Yeah, it looks different, right? It's completely different. So Portland is it's a thing now. New York is a there's a thing about that. LA is a thing. Miami, Chicago, like these big.
It was a brand
cities.
of sugar.
Sugar, that's what it was. My bad. I know it was a food. I knew it was a food thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I like chili better. That sounds more.
Well, I think what is it? The chili that's just called Stag, STAGG though, I believe.
Okay.
I like food. So anyway, Portland now is like, then it was weird. Like being weird was the thing, and then people wanted to come experience the weirdness, even though we're not even the first ones to be weird with them. We took it from Austin.
Yeah, we took it from Austin, and then I was recently in Austin on that road trip. We're way more weird. Like Austin still has its weirdliness, but
We're way more weird, and I could go on about how weird Portland is forever. I love
that's
Portland.
actually one of the
Portland,
things I wanted to
you.
say.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You're weird.
No, can we not be weird? Can we get to normal?
No, there's no way.
Because I gotta say, Portland is weird because we don't have some of the basic things that other cities have, but we are snobby as all.
As if we do, like we're as snobby as if we do, but we have taken it to like, oh, we don't have it because we don't want it. Like we want it, like, because as soon as it gets here,
then we're all about it.
We could care less about
Prime
fashion,
example.
but don't let Zara pull up. Don't let Forever 21 pull up.
Oh my God, we're getting an H&M.
And H&M pull up, which is probably why we have a Gucci store in Pioneer now. Honestly, because that is becoming a fashion like shopping center, which is cool. I'm appreciative of that.
It is none
of that stuff fits me though.
No, it doesn't. H&M is not for our size people. Though I would say that area is a very, very distinct style. It's very much I don't know how to say this without offending people, so I'm just gonna say it and offend people. It's like, word, I am not the streetwear person that works at Nike. I wear very plain but fashionable items. No brands lay on me. And
I think you can use it for that if that's the way that you choose to go. I think that's the benefit of a lot of fast fashion and like those kind of things, is that you can decide to be brand agnostic and have things that are fashionable. But if you wanted to, you can also layer them with more fashionable pieces. Like you can have
it's the Steve Jobs effect. It's I have the black turtleneck and I can put X, Y, and Z on it and dress it up or dress it down. And I'm not hating on it.
Yeah, but you just don't know that my black turtleneck might look like yours, but yours is like mine is $500 and yours is $50.
Yeah,
like this
is a cashmere. You don't have this.
Yeah,
where yours is the Target brand. And people hate on the Target brand. I ain't mad at Target brand. I'm being honest.
Target brand, a little Massimo, a little Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotta get to that.
Shout out to homie Jackson. Where you at? This is my guy. But yeah, anyway.
But to that effect though,
I'm not fashionable though, so I'm saying all this stuff.
How are you get out of here? You sit up here and pulled out at your Snow Peak event. This man has a Snow Peak event.
Snow Peak has events and I am there. That's really
and comes out in a trench coat that looks like it's been stained with coffee in the dopest of ways, that makes him look like basically the Black Dexter's Laboratory.
I'll take that. Yeah,
that's a compliment.
Laboratory. Yeah. Get it right.
What did I say?
Laboratory. If you're gonna say Dexter, you gotta say laboratory.
Oh wow.
I watched that. I didn't watch The Matrix, but I watched Dexter's Lab.
I mean, everyone had to watch Dexter's Lab. Cartoon Network back in,
I guess everybody had to watch The Matrix too.
You did. I don't know what you did. There's so many references
I tell you what
I
was
made around
doing.
you. I know, and it doesn't make sense.
Since everybody else has seen it, I don't have to see it.
Okay.
It's like herd immunity.
So there's been a situation that has been going on in Portland, the Portland protests, the craziness going on, the riots in the city.
Yep.
That everybody else pretends like Portland's on fire. Can you address, is Portland on fire?
Yes.
I was not expecting that. I guess
I've seen some fires.
I mean, there's some fires.
I've seen a lot of fires in Chinatown. I see more fires in Chinatown than I have during the protests.
Garbage can has been on fire for months, and they had to
finally
remove
took
the
it
garbage
away.
can.
We had that garbage can there for millennia.
Yeah,
it was looking atrocious. The Portland is not on fire, and I had the opportunity when I was on my coffee road trip, my West Coast Coffee Champs tour, that I named myself the Coffee Champ. And many people in the middle of America would look at the car and they would say, "Oh, you're from Portland? Oh, you guys got it figured out there? You guys gonna ever stop protesting or whatever?" And if you think about what I look like, and if you think about the middle of America, if you look at me, and then you think about the middle of America and what some people in the middle of America looks like.
Yep.
And then you put both of us together at a rest stop in 2 hours outside of Wichita.
Are you talking about some guys that maybe talk a little bit like this?
Yeah, guaranteed. And then you think of the conversations that we have while pumping gas.
Yes.
During COVID, right? And
I avoid those conversations.
And then people look at me and the vehicle and they go, "You're not from here." And I say, "No." I think my car that says Portland, Oregon, and has it's black, yellow, and red gave that away, but that's okay. But I had really nice conversations with people, and people would say things like, "Oh, you're from Portland, like, oh, it's going crazy out there. Like, are you guys ever gonna get it figured out?" And I would simply say, "What you see on TV is a little different than what."
Well, it's in one area.
Exactly.
The rest of the city's fine.
That's a 2-block radius, and that just happens to move. It might go from over here to over there to over here, but it's actually just 2 blocks that's happening in downtown.
But to speak on that though, we were downtown in Chinatown. Me with the machete.
Yep.
You had a bat? What did you have?
I had a bat.
You had a bat, and we had to be out there, and
other people had some boomsticks. Whatever, however you might take that, but not broomsticks, but
boom
sticks that boom. Yeah.
But that was all because the protest. It felt like the protest was going to come downtown, get insanely crazy, and we thought like all the windows were going to get smashed up, everything was going to get destroyed, and there definitely was looters.
Yep.
Not protesters, looters.
Yeah. Who showed up after
that took advantage of the situation and were like, "Yo, I'm going to drive up from California. I'm going to hit these stores, or I'm going to drive down from Vancouver, or I'm going to come over from Idaho, wherever it was, and we're going to hit these places. We're going to take all their goods, and we're going to be out." And I bring this up because, one, that was a crazy time, and the narrative of the world.
Weren't you with Dell?
Dude.
Y'all got shot at.
We got shot at.
Y'all got shot at while you were protecting a like a shoe store.
Black Lives Matter, and then a white dude shoots at us. 3 white dudes together. 1 dude shoots at us, and then drops an N-bomb and sits up here and
yeah. And we're here for the protest, right? That's what all this was about.
But but once again, those people weren't there for the protest.
But I'm saying in general, that's what this is about, right? That's what the whole thing is supposed to be about. And they're telling us that I'm gonna be a jerk. They're telling us that we're the ones who are starting all this. We're the one. I can't tell you. I was standing outside of the coffee shop, and somebody walked past and was like, "Hey, bro, go ahead and get your lick, bro. Go ahead and get what you gotta get." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm not gonna get what I gotta get out of here. This is my store." I guess if I wanted to get what I gotta get out of here, I'm gonna open the door with the key because I pay the rent. I'm protecting my investment. And then the person was like, "Oh, okay." And he just kept going. But how many the dudes at Index? They had 5 cars pull up, blasting music, and one of the car that must have been in the front of the caravan at 3:00 in the morning.
Caravan of cars.
A caravan of cars. 5 cars. One of them was an empty van, and the cars pull up, and then the music turns down, and then it says, "You have arrived at your destination, Index."
Siri chimes in, and narcs you out.
Yeah.
Why are you going to Index at 3 in the morning?
Why are you going to Index at 3:00 in the morning? No protest with 5 cars full of people, and an empty van. And you're there to protest Black Lives Matter?
Yeah. Even though
that's when they saw the boomsticks.
Then that business was owned by people of color.
Yes.
And it's, I guess the thing is and it drives me nuts. Is
boomsticks.
One, after that experience, after getting shot at out in front of the bait store across the street from Nordstrom's.
Yep.
In the heart of downtown.
like 17 steps from Nordstrom's.
Across the street from the Nines, where our homie who does Top Chef is sitting up here cooking. In that area.
Actually, I think it was during
I
Was
can't
it during
remember.
Top Chef?
I can't remember.
Oh.
But just within that they, the police within this instance, did not go after those guys, even though we found got their names, got their Instagram profiles, because they started bragging about it online, which I thought was the most ingenious thing ever. Did all that mess. We sit up here and like, hey, here you go, officer. We're not going to sit up here and be vigilantes or sit up here and take it into our own hands. We're going to do what you actually told us was the law, how we're supposed to go about this. We gave you all the information. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to be able to go any further with this. There's not enough evidence. It's like we have pictures with them with the stuff, with the tags.
Here's a video of this person shooting the gun at me.
Here's a video of them shooting the gun at me. They're wearing the same outfit like they're Doug Funny, and they just wear the same thing every day, wearing the same outfit. Yeah. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, that person said that they were in another state. Did you do any research to see? Did you ask for a plane ticket stub, anything like that? No. We're done. We're done investigating. My favorite thing is I was at the protest and I approached a cop and I told them like the story of what went on, and he's like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna investigate that. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna make sure you're taken care of." And I was like, "Yo, you know what? I appreciate that. That means something to me." Saw the guy a couple of nights later, and I was just like, "Hey, man, what's going on? How's the investigation going?" And he's just like, "Oh, man, I haven't had time." And I was like, "What have you been doing?" And he just points at the crowd. I'm like, yo, instead of dealing with someone that basically did attempted murder, you rather go after these people with umbrellas?
It's umbrellas, bro.
Portlanders don't even use umbrellas.
That mom wall. Oh, man. That wall of moms, man.
That was all to bring up that Portland has a new emergency response system. And basically what's going on, and I don't know if you know this, that the protesters have been asking for a new emergency response system. And this is the thing I've been saying since like the beginning of the protest. They are now, instead of always sending armed officers out to calls, they will now send therapists and send other like people that are more designated to handle those specific crises right there. So it's like, yo, instead of us sending an armed officer to a situation where maybe someone's having a mental health crisis, we're going to send a therapist and X, Y, and Z with them to handle the situation. How do you feel about this?
I will believe it when I see it.
They've had their first day. They've had their first day.
Was that yesterday?
It was very recently.
Click on your computer thingy. I've been hearing about.
They're also calling them the hall monitors, which I think is
that's
hilarious with Portland.
I like how I was joking, but actually their first day really was like 3 days ago.
Yes. Okay, this just recently happened.
February 18th. Today is the 22nd.
So
21st.
So it's the Portland Street Response Program. That's what's going on, where they send a team of trained therapists in the community and community health workers and paramedics to respond to certain 911 calls instead of police, because the police response time in Portland is what I would call garbage. You are definitely getting away with whatever you're committing. In Portland, I probably could steal the whole bank.
You steal the people,
steal the whole bank, and the cops would be nowhere in sight.
Like people who work in the bank will probably help you at that point. They'll just be like,
you
know what?
Man, I got stuff to do. I got to count this money.
You got a car big enough for this? Because it's a lot. Yeah.
But yeah, so
don't rob a bank.
Don't. We're not endorsing that.
Yeah.
But
there are people who will stop you from robbing the bank. But if you did rob a bank, I would be like,
But yeah, so they have this new emergency response system. And the team is once again called the Portland Street Response, and it's you know,
go back up.
Go back up.
Yeah.
So
what happens if you send out the Portland Street Response? The benefit, so based off of what we're seeing here in the photo, the people who are part of Portland Street Response, they look like they are, you know, they look like some
Portlanders.
Some Portlanders. You know, and they are, first of all, this picture is in the snow. So we know that means they didn't go anywhere because the city doesn't know what to do about snow.
None whatsoever.
So this is really for the photo op.
Yep.
But and there's also probably some power out. But probably the power is out in this neighborhood.
Oh.
They had to hit this camera with the phone camera. But anyway, it is definitely necessary. Eugene has had the Cahoots team for a long time.
Yes.
And other places, especially outside of America, have had ways to
a path of escalation.
Yeah, or a path of de-escalation.
De-escalation.
Yeah. Of situations, instances, episodes, experiences. These things are not new. So why did it take us this long to get to? Why do we have to fight for? What do we have? We have the record for the most protest days or something like that in a row.
We were crazy,
and that's another conversation. But something did come out of it, right?
This is a great step. It's just going to depend on how our city deals with it. And it's Joanne Hardesine is I believe, I can't remember if she is the one that necessarily made this whole entire thing, put it together, but so many people have been talking about it and trying to get this going. That
they're going to spend the next year testing in Lentz, which Lentz is a neighborhood that could use. I mean, there's a lot going on in Lentz. There's like a multiple, like from people in poverty to people who are quite wealthy. Most specifically, a lot of people of color, a lot of people, indigenous people, and people of, was it Hispanic or Latin? Or I butcher that every time. My apologies. But the why are you starting in Lentz? Why are you starting in Lentz? You've been to Chinatown. Come on, city of Portland. Y'all been to Chinatown. You know, it just literally just Chinatown. Because Chinatown, it's like Chinatown, and then like Old Town is like around it, right? Just do Chinatown. Just pay attention to the 3 blocks of Chinatown. You gotta drive all the way around Lentz. You don't gotta drive. You don't gotta worry about being stuck in the snow. You just get on the feet. And did you hear? There's not even a scandal. These is facts. Mm-hmm. That the organization, so Clean and Safe.
Yeah.
Right. That's the organization that does all they keep the neighborhood clean in like Old Town, downtown, all the way from like Old Town all the way up to like downtown. Yeah. They skip the Pearl. They don't do the Pearl because Pearl's like stay out of here because they do their own bouncing of people's. But
you don't see no tents in the Pearl. Not
really. You might see some tents near the Pearl.
Yeah,
but they're on the outskirts. But anyway, Clean and Safe has been told that they are not able to get more assistance because Clean and Safe gets called for all this stuff when things happen.
Yes,
whether it be dookie on the doorstep, actual fights, or whatever it might be. Clean and Safe gets called for everything.
Yeah,
and it has been brought to people's attention that the reason why Clean and Safe cannot afford to hire more people is because the people on the executive part of that work with Clean and Safe, PBA, some other stuff. PBA, I don't know if you're part of Numbers Network, but I'm talking to you right now, are keeping the money. Yeah. And when the people who work for Clean and Safe found out about it, a lot of them decided to take some days off, and some of them decided to just go ahead and leave. And when and you know, there's you can say what you will about Clean and Safe. Like some people say that they're helpful, some people say that they're not helpful. There's a level of help that they can provide. You know, like people have been given rules or laws. You can have 4 tents on a block. If there's 5 tents, what you gonna do? Pick one up? You expect somebody to go out there and pick that tent up?
But that's the thing is that even if it's such a difficult situation within Portland, within dealing with the houseless community and how to address it and how to deal with it. But it's crazy that instead of them thinking of, hey, we should definitely have therapists hired to help deal with some of these situations years ago, that they're just now getting to a point of actually doing it, that they're not realizing that, like, hey, instead of spending millions of dollars for the police to deal with this, which they're not trained to do, which they don't know how to handle, and the situation has to be bad enough where someone has to be having an episode and literally about to hurt themselves, hurt someone else, or they're about to pass out and die for them to actually interact with them.
Or they've committed a serious crime.
Yeah, because it's a thing that's like, yo, man, I just watched someone break my window and they ran, and it's like, well, they're a houseless person. What do you really want us to do?
Yeah.
And we're not going to go after them. Oh, man, you got your stuff stolen and you know it happens to be in this encampment? Well, we're not going to do that.
The answer is usually you shouldn't have left your stuff in your car. But because, you know, and yes, we know that. Thank you, Dum who told us not to leave our stuff in the car. But at the same time, like, if I have the information, I know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why, I mean, for real, or my bike got taken, I put it on the Grammy-gram. You know what I'm saying? I use social media. I put it on the Grammy-gram, and then somebody in the circle of trust. Now, mind you, I was a dummy. I left my bike outside. Yeah. I thought I wasn't going to be inside for very long. I left my bike outside.
Yo, to be fair, you left it out there for
it was at least 10 minutes. No. It was at least, it wasn't 10 minutes, but it was at least a minute and a half. And then I opened the garage and didn't go back out to where the bike was. So the fact that I couldn't see it, but in my mind I was like, the bike should be fine. It's right there. And then the homie Brian came up to me and was like, hey man, where's your bike? Because he saw somebody riding it. and I was like, yo, my bike is right here. And he was like, nah, it's not there.
Nah, it's gone.
It's very gone.
It's very gone.
But within 24 hours, a good friend found the bike. Saw it, and
that bike was thrashed.
That bike was jacked.
They stripped most of the paint. They took off almost all the stickers. They took off the brakes, everything.
They ground off the serial number. But the reason why this person was able to find it was because it has bright blue handlebars. But the bike was bright blue, but now it's gray from being ground down. But it has bright blue handlebars with a bright orange sticker on the handlebars. And the person who, at this point, had the bike didn't remove that. Mm-hmm. And so this person was able to find it.
They were busy doing other things. Yeah, you could only grind for so long until you need a little pick-me-up.
Yeah, facts. And so I told this person to follow this individual. Mm-hmm. Keep your distance. You know what I'm saying? Keep your distance, but follow this individual.
Yeah.
Let me know where you are. Your boy's about to pull up. And I was roasting some beans, and I said, skirt. I told the beans, hey, you need to hang out here for a second. Somebody fortunately was in the roastery. I said, your boy's got to go get his bike. I'll be back. Went over there, ran into a clean and safe homie and was like, yo, come help me get my bike. And he was like, okay, where is it? And I said, it's under the Burnside Bridge. And he said, I don't like going under there. And I said,
that's out of my jurisdiction.
I said, tough cookies, my guy. We going over here. And he pulled up with us, and we approached the
when
group.
You say pulled up, do you mean roll up because they're on the bikes?
Well, no, because we weren't on bikes.
Yes, but the clean and safe officer was on the bike.
Nope, he was walking.
Oh, he was walking?
Yeah.
No Segways?
Nah. Clean and safe can't afford Segways?
No, they had Segways.
Oh, they did. They had Segways early.
They had
But I don't see them on Segways no more. They had to get rid of
so many beautiful falls. I need a fall compilation of all the Segways.
We'll be able to put that in the slow motion at the end of the episode. But anyway, we pulled up, approached the group of people. It was a group of people.
Yes.
Who all had bikes that looked like they were not theirs to begin with. Mm-hmm. And I parked a few blocks away so that they wouldn't be able to like chase me to my car. Mm-hmm. So I could get on the bike right away, go to my car, throw the bike in the car, take off.
Yeah.
So we all walked up, approached from different directions, and I just was like, "Hey, bro, that's my bike." And he was like, "Nah, it's not your bike." And I was like, "Nah, we can post a video. We'll put it in here because I actually recorded it." And I was like, "Nah, that's my bike." And I think the look on my face said like, "Please battle me." please, bad. And you know, your boy had the skang in his pocket just in case I had to. Just in case it has a, you know, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was, get some air. Yeah. I was gonna air him out. But anyway, he just dropped the bike.
Yeah. You got it back.
And then he chased me. Like one of his homies I rode off. One of his homies rode out. And then he was running from the other side. And
How
he was
brave
like, yo.
do you have to be like, I jacked you of your stuff. You got it back. You caught me with it. Yeah. Got it back. And then was like, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to send one of my goons to get that back from you.
Oh, yeah. Well, he also was coming too.
Yeah.
So he chased me and he was like, yo, check the serial number. That's mine. And I was like, no. And he's like, no, like check the serial number right now. Turn the bike over, check the serial number. I said, you got the paperwork? And he's like, well, I don't have it on me. I said, all right, cool. And I just dipped out. And when I got back toward my car,
he was really mad because he had to walk back.
Yeah, he was on foot. They've stolen enough bikes. There's a lot of bikes in this. There's a whole bike shop in Old Town that is not. There's a bike shop in Old Town that services bikes, and then there's a street bike shop.
I would say a chop shop.
A street bike chop shop. It actually is a chop shop. They have welding gear.
Yeah.
They true wheels. They add on trailers. Power, like with electric. I don't. Anyway. But yeah, the dude saw me going back to the car, and I just kept going. I went past the car and pretended like that wasn't my car, and then rode all the way off, and then came back, got in the car, and dipped out. But
you a brave man.
But
yeah,
I'm not calling the police.
Okay.
Why would I call the police in that situation? What are they gonna do? You know how many bikes they have to report stolen?
It's funny because we don't have a better system. Like, because one of the biggest theft things in Portland is bikes.
Bikes, yeah.
And it's crazy that now we have the Nike bikes that are out. And for some reason, I believe, like, if one of those gets stolen, those cops are getting that back. You don't sit up here and see a bunch of.
I mean, they were tracked and stuff, but yeah.
But I'm saying, the houseless community, if someone takes a bike and they sit up here and it was a Nike bike, they would get that back. Now, if you put a tile on your bike, tile's a tracking system. If you put a tile on your bike and you sit up here and find it, like, my bike's right there, and you call the police, they won't do anything.
Yeah, they won't do anything.
Because I recently had this happen with a homie that basically the canopy or whatever you call that, the storage system that you have on the top of your car, he had his stolen off his car and then found the person on Craigslist reselling it. He did 3 separate accounts, 3 fake accounts on Craigslist and hits the guy up and is basically like, hey, I'm trying to buy it. I'm going to lowball you on this one. Oh, on this one, I'm going to give you the fat deal. And on this one, this is the actual account I'm going to get you with. I'm setting up the sting. So you think that you have multiple offers, and I'm going to annoy you with these 2 and get you to sell to this one. So he's getting it to sell to this one. He calls the police, sets up the meeting. The cops don't show the first time. Then the next time they go up, the guy definitely has a gun, and it seems like some shady other stuff is going on. He's supposed to be meet him at this parking lot. He's like, nah, I got a bag out of it. He follows the dude back to his house, sitting there. Is like, yo, the guy literally has the canopy thing on the top of his car. That's mine. I can see it. And he's just like calling the cops and being like, hey, I need you to come down here and deal with this situation. And they're just like, well, did you buy it? Have you interacted? What have you done so far? And he's like, what do you mean, what have I done so far? I found it. I'm here in front of it. I can clearly see it as day. And they're just like, well, it's going to take us about 2 hours to get to you. And he's just like, I don't know if it's going to still be here in 2 hours. It was bananas to me, the experience. Yeah, but he got it back. And it was the thing about pressing charges, and they ended up finding a bunch. They was like, this dude was a bad dude. Like, I ain't saying he had bodies on him, but he had some situations that he got busted for on a bigger thing than the actual theft. They're like, yeah, you might as well just take this and leave, but you definitely should never do this again. This person who got you could have got you. So, anyways,
We digress.
We digress.
Portland police, you got a lot going on. I know you got a lot going on. You have really unclear direction from your leader. Not from the bureau itself, but from somebody else who's in charge of the bureau. And
you mean their commander in chief, Mr. Wheeler?
I didn't say any names, but
I'll say them for you.
Listen, I'm not one to say names these days.
I'll say all the names.
There
you
will
don't
be
have
a
to say
mayoral campaign probably coming from me at some point. So you
Mayor
know,
Weezy.
I'm not out here trying to put Ted Wheeler and Portland Gear on the map like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put out names. So anyway,
but all right. I got to talk to you about this really quick because this kind of we've been
talking
talking
work to it.
We've been talking about some jokers, and I guess we need to
jokers
to talk about this. Prince has just been added to being the Joker in the newest Batman comic. I thought this was super dope because back in the day,
singer?
Prince the singer. So what happened was back in the day when the original Batman Michael Keaton movie came out, Prince did the soundtrack to it.
Okay.
The new artist for this new Batman series that's coming out is actually putting the Joker looks like Prince, and it's kind of crazy because it's the Crown Prince of Crime. Yeah, I'm trying to
technology.
I'm trying to do my technology, but yeah, like and it's even back in the day, Prince did a music video where he dressed up as a Joker. He did half face paint and portrayed himself as a Joker, which is dope. What was it? Party Man. Party Man was a song. So yeah. So now
you ain't got no Twitter?
I do have a Twitter.
Man, hold on a sec, man. You out here talking about the technologies?
Hey, we'll just do it through.
All right, he got a Twitter, y'all.
I'm sorry, not everything is hooked up to everything. But
I just had to check. I was like, man, this dude ain't got no Twitter. Talk about TikTok. Hey, hold up, Twitter. Chill out.
Now everything's gonna beep and buzz because you had to add this. But yeah, look.
I needed to know.
Look at him.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
I mean,
wasn't there just a? Well, this was done in '89.
It's Batman '89. That's the series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, wasn't there recently there's a lady or a person who has a black individual who has a comic book shop, not here but somewhere, and they recently put them on the cover of I believe it's is it Superman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do alternate covers for comic books. Like if you order X amount of comic books as a comic book shop, you can do your own variant cover and you can carry it. A lot of shops do that. That's actually something that like I've been personally looking into to do some stuff with.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, I mean, either way, whether you pay for it or not, it's official.
I
think that sounds pretty cool.
So it's dope. Prince as Joker. We're gonna put up an image for you, but the thing I wanted to say was, Prince as Joker.
He ugly.
Who as a musician would you want to see as a supervillain, and what supervillain?
I feel like Kodak Black got to be a supervillain, especially when he has like the nubs in his hair. Like
but what villain would he be?
Oh man, this is where I'm lost. I'm not good at.
Wait. Oh, so that's my superpower. My superpower is connecting things. You know what I would really want to see?
I'm just gonna name people and then you tell me who they would be.
I want to see Ghostface Killer.
This could be Kodak. Who is this?
Random clown number 3.
Yeah, that's Kodak, man. Kodak and the scooter and the hooted on the booty. That's it.
I want to see Ghostface as a supervillain. I think that would be dope. I think with him doing the Jason mask always, him being a rendition of Jason would be the thing. But my ultimate, and I came up with this recently, I want them to do a Netflix series. I want Idris Alba. Is that's the way you say his name, right?
Interest? Idris.
Idris, sorry. Yeah. Idris Alba.
I'm interested in Alba doing
Mr. Alba. I'm going to mess his name. Say it one more time for me.
You can say Idris or Idris.
Idris.
Yeah.
Idris Alba to sit up here and play the Punisher.
Oh.
Have him play the Punisher and have the storyline of the Punisher, because the original storyline is the Punisher's a cop, his family gets killed by some mob dudes, and then he goes out for revenge, and his whole entire thing is he takes on all the bad guys. Like, if you're a criminal, he's going to go after you, but he, unlike other superheroes, doesn't just arrest you, he takes you out. You get capped.
So you get punished.
So I think the switch up, and I think this would be dope, kind of like what they did with that movie Queen and Slim, would be have Idris Alba's family get killed, but have it be his son and get killed by a cop, and like, you know, maybe in the past.
Oh, so you're saying you're putting this into today.
And put it into today.
Actually, not even today. We're putting this into the last 20 years.
I would say
more. But today.
But to do that, to have that flavor, the only thing that would be a bigger switch up within that is having oh man, what is her name? Did you watch the Watchmen movie? Oh, homegirl from the Watchmen. What?
The only thing I know about the Watchmen movies is that the movie came out when my shoe released.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody thought it was a dunk inspired by the movie Watchmen.
Wow.
So they're like, Watchmen dunks. No, it wasn't Watchmen dunks. It was wet floors.
It was wet floors. What was it? All right. What's her? Regina King.
Oh yeah.
So having instead having Regina King play the Punisher, and then having her husband and son get killed in a traffic stop, and then her thing is to go after nothing but crooked cops, and to sit up here
could it be both? Remember how? Because wasn't that what was it? I'm probably gonna
do a husband and wife? You mean?
No. I mean, like, could it be? Could you have both of those people, like, at the same time? Because it wasn't like Enter the whatever the Spider-Verse movie was.
Oh, the multiple.
Yeah, where there was like a bunch of spider individuals.
I mean, I would think
they even had a dunk, or they had a Jordan. That was crazy.
Either way, I would take any scenario. I just think even if it was Regina King and Idris Alba together as like a married couple, and their child got killed by a cop, and they go after crooked cops together, even if it was like a short series, like a short comic book series or a short series on Netflix, I think that would be fantastic. Because cool. You know, the Punisher,
I would watch that.
The Punisher has been taken on by like the Proud Boys and stuff like that as being their like new flag or new motto, kind of like how they did with Pepe the Frog or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So taking that and making it so like, hey, yo, you guys all wear the Punisher, and guess what? Punisher's black now, baby. Punisher's black.
Punisher's black. Punisher's a black woman.
Black woman. I think it. I just think that it would be too dope. I think that's gonna also be
a good idea.
The next thing that within movies, and this is gonna be our last thing on this episode. It's very crucial. All right, so recently, the man, the myth, the legend, Questlove, is now taking on directing, and he is going to be doing the Sly and the Family Stones documentary, which I think
that sounds fantastic.
And I think Common is going to be executive producer on it.
That also sounds fantastic. When does this come out?
I'm trying to get it to come up.
Man, see,
it doesn't like my URL skills.
See, all I hear just technologies.
That's what I'm saying. We watched. You didn't believe me.
That's why I'm gonna just keep. Is
So
that the way that goes?
Hey, don't give me no smack. Now
yeah, see, you gotta go back.
Wait,
no, because you're in the shop. You gotta go back.
God. Hold on.
You're still in the shop.
Why am I still?
Go. You gotta go back. Yeah, one more. Okay, one more. Alrighty, and there it is.
Okay.
See, I know technology.
You know technology. So all right,
I'm not as washed.
here you go.
I read slowly though.
So basically, he's doing this documentary, and it's starting to become a wave of different black celebrities that are being able to do more artistic things, do more films. I can't remember her name right now, but the woman that was a part of that directed Queen and Slim, that also was on Master of None.
Is that Lena?
Lena.
Waithe?
Lena.
Yeah.
Lena doing directing and everything else. Also, just a dope actress. But that all to say, who would you like to see next as a celebrity that you like their style and their vibe to possibly direct a project, and what would that project be?
It's a really good question.
It's,
Is Mos Def?
why was I thinking of
Yeah,
Mos Def?
yeah. Because Mos Def is a great actor.
Fantastic.
You know who else is a great actor? And I don't care if people agree with me or not. Ludacris.
Ludacris ain't bad.
Yeah.
I would also Jamie Foxx. I wish he had better writers within some of the stuff that he's done, but I always like the way Jamie Foxx is portrayed within stuff.
Yeah. I'm just out here spitballing names because I don't actually know, but those are people who it would be great to see them as producer, actor, or not produce, like directors, or producers of these movies or whatever. Like I think that'd be pretty cool. I think there's also a lot of athletes who
Can we get another
who have great vision.
Any Given Sunday?
Any Given Sunday was great.
I want a modern day Any Given Sunday.
That stuff is serious. That stuff is real. Like there's so many documentaries about like Last Chance U's and like all that kind of stuff.
Did you hear about the story of LL Cool J knocking the snot out of Jamie Foxx? It was Jamie Foxx, right? Wait, who was the lead actor in Any Given Sunday? It was LL Cool J, and then the dude that kept puking all the time. It wasn't Jamie Foxx. I'm trying to remember. And then it was not Michael Epps, the dude that used to be.
It was Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx. Yeah. And then, so basically, I guess what happened was, Jamie Foxx was messing around and giving crap to LL Cool J, like they were like joking around and stuff, and
like in real life
on set, like they were on set,
yeah.
And what was his name? I can't remember the other actor's name. Bill Bellamy. Bill Bellamy is sitting there, and he's like, "Yo, Jamie, you gotta calm down. You doing a little too much, man. You don't.
LL
You
Cool
understand?"
J is still massive.
Massive.
Yeah, like I think he's more. I almost fell off the chair. I think he's more massiver.
Yo,
y'all be watching them corny cop shows.
Yo, so anyways,
LL Cool J buff.
Basically, LL Cool J doesn't deal with it well, takes it to heart, and Jamie doesn't stop. So they're about to do the take, and LL Cool J is like, I guess he's supposed to like, they're having some discussion, and LL Cool J is supposed to walk away or something. And instead of just walking away, he slaps the crap out of Jamie in the helmet. And Jamie's like, "Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's not how the scene's supposed to go." And he's like, "Nah, man, I'm acting. I'm just feeling it. It's
improv.
it." And then he's like, all right. So they have to do the take again because they never get to Bill Bellamy's lines. And so they basically do this like 4 or 5 times. And Jamie's like, "Yo, man, Bill, what's going on? Why does he keep hitting me?" He's like, "Man, like I told you not to mess around with him, but it's all good." And he's like, "Yo, man, he ain't gonna hit me no more." And so as they're about to, I guess, deliver the line, Jamie just sits up here and throws a jab, bam, right in LL Cool J's nose.
That's a bad idea.
And then they like break him up, and Jamie's all like, "Yo, let's go." And LL's like, nah, it's cool, it's chill. And everyone's like, all right, yo, You guys gonna be able to work? You guys gonna be able to go? And it's like, no, that's cool. And so then LL Cool J, they'd start to do the line again, and bam, before they even like started, just bam, right in his face, and they get into a fight. And so they ended up having to separate them. They go back to their trailers and everything else. And what ends up happening, I guess, is that whoever the head person that was that got this whole entire film started came down, was just like, yo, what are y'all doing? Y'all messing up this money.
Yeah, don't mess money up.
Y'all messing up this money, and I can't have that. I'm trying to sit up here and look up who the person was that was the
Al Pacino?
Al Pacino's in it. He's Jim Brown.
Oh.
And he's like, yo, you messing up this money. We can't have this. It wasn't Jim Brown. I don't know. Whoever it was.
Yeah.
But basically, they're like, you messing up this money. You're about to sit up here and lose this thing. You know, this is a major director. This is a big film. Like, y'all got to get your act together. And they're like, are you guys going to be able to do this? And they're like, sure. But, like, I guess there was nothing but heat and tension for the rest of it. And I guess even still now, it's messed up between them. But I guess the whole entire time that this happened, Bill never got to deliver his line. And Bill was like telling the story, and he was just heated. He was just like, man, I ain't never get to say my line. I only got a couple in the film. And Jamie and LL had to mess it up.
That's messed up. Poor Bill Bellamy.
All right, well.
Bill Bellamy had his time, though.
He did have his time.
Was it 1-on-1? Was that his show?
I don't remember.
What, bro? Hey, by the next episode, he's gonna have watched 1-on-1. I will have watched a Cliff Notes version of The Matrix, and you guys we'll have a what do they call that? We'll get a recap. Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening to your morning drip right here on the Numbers, and I'm your host, Ronan Rock.
My bad, it was Flex Alexander. That was pretty much the same person.
I was so confused. I was like, I don't know. Bill Bellamy was MTV. Like, what are you talking about?
He had a show, though. He had a show. I'm going to find it. Hey, it's your boy, E-Weezy.
E-Weezy, Ronan Rock. We'll see you next morning. That's the drip.